What's happening, everybody? I'm Steve, and welcome back to Junkdrummer TV, where I give my initial reactions, my hot takes, and my analysis on the drummers of today and yesterday, and maybe tomorrow if I stick around that long. I am a professional drum teacher and a gigging musician, and also sick as hell right now, and I have been for the last 20 years, except I've only been sick for like the last 6 days. So today's episode is one of the reasons I started this channel, which was to give me a reason to check out new drummers and bands that I haven't heard before. And with that in mind, we're going to be watching Blake Richardson of Between the Buried and Me, and they're going to be playing Famine Wolf. Now this is going to be a more traditional react video because I don't know anything about them, other than what I've read on Wikipedia and what I've been yelled at by my guitar player in my metal band. The things that I've been yelled at by my guitar player in my metal band is, why have you not listened to Beyond the Buried and Me? Caleb does that a lot to me. I love him, but he yells a lot. Also, Wikipedia tells me that they are from North Kakalaki, which tells me, geographically speaking, I'm going to be more inclined to probably like this band, and they are a prog-metal band. This episode goes out to whoever that one commenter who has said on like 10 different videos, please do Blake Richardson. Brother, I can't remember your name, but this video goes out to you. Sick drummer. Oh man, not many crowds can be trusted to clap along in time. This is a metal crowd, so there's probably enough musicians out there to keep the rest of those jabronis in time. So this band has keyboards. I like metal with keyboards. Like, it's almost like he's, okay, here's the tempo. Oh yeah, so it seems like the tempo changed. Crowd, you were off. Showing some nice chops here. Some rudimental stuff, accent taps. It's a big dude. Okay, so something that's happening here. I call this the Black Sabbath effect. If you want something to sound heavier, whatever your ride source is, play less of. He's playing quarter notes right there, and it just gives just a heavier feel to the groove. I always think of, like, you know, if you want something to be heavier, play less on your ride source. If you want something to be thrashier, play more. Ooh, yeah. Playing a cymbal stack, going from that quarter note to those offbeats right there. Oh, there's math going on. So that was like just enough prog right there. And then back to the metal. I love that. Those are the few times I like that I've seen. One of the few times I've seen like those like cymbal stacks and those gimmicky cymbal things used cool, used well. Oh, Cookie Monster vocals now. This guy's definitely trained. Okay, so right there, showing their prog roots, you know, playing that unison drum fill on the cymbals right along with the cymbal, or right along with the band. It's real proggy. One of the things, just right, like, again, this is all first impressions of this band, because unlike a lot of the other drummers on my channel, I'm not familiar with them at all. Just off the bat, it just seems like they put just enough of that prog stuff to not mess with the metal, if that makes sense. This band reminds me of a metal band called Byzantine, minus the keyboard player, the keyboard parts. They're playing like a Herta lick right there. like just like a blast beat for a second. This guy's using the whole vocabulary of every genre of metal. I like this guy a lot. Yeah. Prog. There's been a breakdown. It's in some sort of odd time. You have to get your abacus out. Yeah, we've had a modulation here. They were in 12. I think they're back into 4/4 now. Other odd times. Yeah, man, I like this band a lot. Again, they're using prog elements, but it doesn't come off like the band's going, hey, we paid for these degrees from Berkeley, so we gotta really show you that we went to Berkeley College of Music. Like, they're using it as an element, as a flavor, but they don't get away from the brutality. Sometimes, like, prog metal can just get a little too smart, just a little bit too nerdy. But especially with the vocal part as well, they're going in between those clean vocals to, you know, Cookie Monster vocals. It's still keeping what metal is, which is supposed to be brutal and smashing you in the face. Sometimes prog forgets to, like, smash you in the face and wants to, like, tickle your brain with their cleverness. They're not doing that. Man, if I were to guess, I bet you this lead singer likes Mike Patton. There's a little Mr. Bungle in this band. Hell yeah. Yeah, get back to let the moshers have something to bash people's faces to. Falsetto from the vocalist. I'm enamored with this vocalist. Right there, man. If you're a double bass player, you have to know those kind of licks. There is a bass drum book called Bass Drum Control. It's by Colin Bailey, and it was written with just single bass drummer in mind. But it's all these. It's kind of like stick control for bass drum. But I have my double bass students go through it as well. I use the Joe Franco double bass book as well. I'm gonna go back and I'm going to go back here, right here. Sorry, I'm all messed up on prescription strength cough medicine, so I'm all over the place. This lick that's about to happen here, this is a standard double bass hand-foot combination that you must know if you're going to be a double bass player. Right here. It ends up with that triplet fill out of it. Let me get back into it. That book, Bass Drum Control by Colin Bailey, I cannot recommend it enough. If you really are wanting to work on your bass drum chops, get that book. It was written for one bass drum, but you can use it for two basses. All I got to do is play it faster than, you know, what it is. And the Joe Franco double bass drumming book, I love both of those things. Both of those books will give you great foundation and technique with your bass drumming, with your double bass drumming. Ha! Ha! He's playing a halftime shuffle. Hell yeah. Dude, this might as well be a Bernard Pretty Purdy part. That's the Fool in the Rain. That's a variation of Rosanna. I love this guy. This guy has like ADHD of drumming. He's just, he's not keeping his mindset in one style. This is a halftime shuffle. Yeah, man. I don't think I've ever seen a halftime shuffle of a metal band. And the bass player's playing like synth bass now. This is a cool band. Okay, Caleb, you win. I like them. So Bernard Purdy shuffle with metal fills in the middle. That's cool as shit. Playing, ghost notes and like grooving. You don't really think of like ghost notes in metal. Yeah, and then playing it in between the hi-hat and ride cymbal. You know, anytime you see any of these kind of extreme metal players like this, they just have perfect, beautiful technique. What's happening right now? What? Dude. So now they're playing metal jazz. How does this band get by with this? Ah! He just played the flam lick, the Elvin Jones flam lick right there. Where you flam, you put your bass drum in two hands as a flam thing. This dude knows his shit. Yeah, man. Only a band like this could only exist in the internet. There's no way that a record label back in the 80s would ever put money behind this. They're going to say, let me get this straight. You're going to kind of sound like, have elements of like Dream Theater, but you're not going to just cater to the prog nerd crowd. You're going to have big, huge, quarter note type breakdowns, which is like brutal metal. Then you're going to put some jazz, and then you're going to put like a Bernard Purdie shuffle in there. Get the hell out of here. Bring me in another band that's just going to play thrash. That's wonderful. This band rules. Yeah, they've made a shit ton of mods in this song. This might as well be Pull Me Under It right there by Dream Theater. Man, this band likes Mr. Bungle. I guarantee it. Ha! Excuse me. Ha! Yeah, man. This is music like I listen to. This band plays music like I listen on shuffle. Like I listen to so many different styles of music. This band kind of combines all of them. They sound like a metal band on an iPod shuffle. Yeah, man, that's cool with me. See, man, they're from the South. We don't give a shit down here. We'll just do whatever the hell we want to. Yes! That's cool, man. Yeah. Thank God for the internet and for bands being able to do whatever it is the hell they want to. Blake Richardson, Between the Buried and Me. I didn't know one thing about that band. It's the first song I've ever heard from them. He is just that new wave of drummer where you can't just be one style. Those days are over. You can't just be a jazz drummer anymore. You just can't be a funk drummer anymore. You can't just be a metal drummer, because you never know what the gig is going to call for. And what this guy has done has said, screw all that. I'm going to be every kind of those drummers. I'm going to play a little bit of everything. We got everything from like Dave Lombardo stuff to Mike Portnoy stuff to Bernard Purdie stuff to like jazz again. They don't sound like Mr. Bungle, but they have elements that makes me think that they probably like Mr. Bungle, where, they have these extreme changes of styles from section to section. This is what being a musician is about. Those days of going to the gig and be like, hey man, I play this style and that's just what I do. You're not going to stay employed for very long. This guy could probably play a jazz gig. And that doesn't mean that he's good just because he can play a jazz gig, because I think that shit is overrated. But this guy could be like, man, you need some country drums? I can do that too, because he had real good pocket as well. I'm all about it, man. Blake Richardson, this was called, what was it? Famine Wolf, something like that. So there you go, man. There's a true reaction video from me. I would highly suggest anyone who wants to know how to play tons of different styles and be able to play any kind of gig that is called for, man, listen to this guy. So if you enjoyed all that, please give me a double tap on the subscription and the notification bell. Please feel free to comment, like, and share. And remember, learn all your styles. And you learn all your styles, you keep practicing until it's easy.